Hello and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shantae Bland, and today I want to speak about addiction. This topic may be overrated to some, but I would like to fight for a position. Many people may know someone that abuses drugs or alcohol, which led them down to the path of addiction. Whether it's down from a close friend, relative, associate, or maybe even yourself. There has always been an ongoing controversy about whether drug addiction and alcohol addiction is a disease. Many people wonder, how can someone abuse the use of drugs and call it a disease? The definition of a disease is a particular abnormal condition that negatively affects the structure or function of part or all of an organism, and that is not due to any external injury. Diseases are often constructed as medical conditions that are associated with specific symptoms and signs. When we hear the word disease, we normally think of conditions such as HIV, liver disease, kidney failure, diabetes, and more. There is still the question of what makes addiction a disease. A person has the opportunity to turn down the use of drugs and alcohol, so why not? So many people have an opposing view that addiction is a choice that can easily be prevented, but there is a bigger picture. Addiction is a chronic disease that requires medical attention. It's important to know that drug and alcohol addiction is a disease so that people that struggle with addiction can seek the appropriate medical attention. It is crucial that people get the help they need to overcome addiction. You may call addiction a weakness of character, but that is not what it is defined as. Addiction is a complex disease of the brain and body that involves compulsive use of one or more substances despite serious health and social consequences. That is quoted in an article called Addiction as a Disease. When addiction is left untreated, it may cause other physical and mental health disorders. It is important for addiction to be noticed early as possible. If left untreated, addiction can become more severe and life-threatening to a person, which can turn into a very bad situation. Alcohol is a substance that can take over your mind. Many people drink alcohol for pleasure and some for pain. Most of the time, people start to drink just to have fun, while others drink to cope with situations that may be going on in their life. The term for alcohol abuse is alcoholism. There are people who do not see alcohol addiction as a disease because some people can stop and continue their journey without alcohol. Well, that's not the same case for others. Alcohol addiction symptoms can vary between individuals. Tolerance is usually the first sign of alcohol addiction. You require more of your normal drink in order to feel the same effects that you used to. You may also find that you can drink much more than others without feeling drunk. Another warning sign of alcoholism is having withdrawal symptoms first thing in the morning. You may feel that you need to have your first drink early in the morning to calm your nerves and get through the day. Alcohol can become more and severe life-threatening to a person, which can turn into another bad situation. When people become addicted to drugs, they may continue to use the drug even if it causes them harm. There's another question: why use a drug that will cause you harm? Alcohol, marijuana, illegal medication, and nicotine are all harmful substances that are considered as drugs. Drug addiction is also known as substance use disorder. There are many drugs that have different effects on humans. The risk of relate to judgment, decision-making, learning memory, and behavior control. As a human, we may tend to question, why let a harmful substance take over you? The brain has a mysterious way of deciding for someone. A person may decide to pick up a cigarette that can be harmful to them, but they still choose to smoke it because it makes them feel content. So they feel like nicotine is relaxation to them. That is when the brain comes in as a factor. They declare that an addicted person no longer chooses to take drugs, but rather that their brain has been hijacked and the desire to seek and use drugs is beyond their control. That is quoted from the article